Hello, it's Fossil. Are you Spawn?
Not the baby voice.
No, that was Elmer Fudd.
Oh, I did not get that.
Wascally Wabbit.
But hi, I am Spawn, actually. Elmer Fudd.
And I'm really Fossil. Not Elmer.
I know everyone was really confused there for a second.
I have been watching too much Looney Tunes. I have pulled out my Looney Tunes DVDs because I've been kind of frumping lately. Mm-hmm. You know, where you just kind of, you're just not in a horrible mood, but you're just kind of bummed out and tired. And so I like to do things that lift me up and make me feel childlike, immature, if you will, but childlike. And Looney Tunes does it for me. There's nothing like dun 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 dun.
Hey, okay, speak it, yo.
I'm telling you, I love it.
Kind of broke that down, okay.
You can't. That was my memory. That was my childhood. That was Saturday mornings, you know. And then a lot of times you would come home and be able to watch that and just those silly cartoons. They were fun. They were harmless. They were silly.
Yeah, I liked when we would take road trips to grandma's.
And we would play them in the car, right?
We would play them in the car. And because, like, obviously that wasn't really during my lifetime. But the fact that you would share them with us, and it was pretty good. We used to watch Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean.
A lot in the car.
Do you remember how you used to get freaked out about Mr. Bean?
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm talking smack about Spawn.
Guys,
she had a thing with the beginning. There was two things. One was that Frenchy French thing that they usually tell you in the beginning.
Frenchy French?
It's the warning, the Interpol thing that it's, you know, you do something with the DVD and it's like across the board, whatever.
Yeah, like and the copyright claims.
Hated that.
There was something about the fact, okay, we're going to get into it.
Yeah, we are.
I see that. Yeah, I see that we're currently unpacking this. So, there's a few things that just really creep me out. The thing about it was that it just felt really out of place in the way where I'm a child watching a children's DVD, right, usually. And it's like all of a sudden this really serious message about like copyright and fines and the FBI. And also you're going from like there being music like dun 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 whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like the warning and it's just silent. They don't have anything playing over the warning. And I think it was just jarring to me how serious it was.
You thought they were coming for you.
No, I didn't.
You thought they were coming for you, Spawn.
No, I didn't. I just
then why was it creepy?
Eerie about I don't know what it is.
It was a stern
Maybe
warning.
I was a con artist in a past life and it just like freaks me out.
Mayhaps.
But another thing, just like static television, like with no, you know, just like I cannot.
Yeah, well, they use that a lot.
It's fucking creepy to me. Like, I don't like it. It just feels out of place because it's not what you're expecting to see, I guess. And not that there's inherently anything creepy about it.
I grew up with that. It just irritates the shit out of me to see snow. It doesn't creep me out. It pisses me off because I know it's yet another thing that's not working properly.
And the other thing that you were referring to, so it's not Mr. Bean in general. Looking back, this is so fucking stupid.
It's hilarious.
It's so stupid.
I'm sorry I'm laughing
because
at you.
Now I watch it and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I was terrified. So, okay.
There's a scene.
There's a scene in the movie, let's specify. Not in the show. The show, whatever. In the movie where he is at a museum and I forget the name of the painting.
Whistler's Mother?
Yeah. That painting, and he messes it up. Again, it's been years since I've seen this movie, but he messes it up and he accidentally like removes the face from the painting. And so trying to save his own ass, he draws like a smiley face on it. Okay, so you're laughing. You're such an asshole. He draws a smiley face on it.
Very badly.
Very, like, cartoonish. Like, clearly very badly. And then he veils it again, and then during, like, the unveiling of it, when they rip that drape off of it, I would cry every single time. Just because there was something about the cartoon face on the woman's body. Again, it's another thing where it's like, it's not what it's supposed to be. It's that uncanny thing where it's supposed to be a realistic painting of a woman, and now you have this really badly drawn cartoon face. Same thing with the FBI warning. It's supposed to be a children fun light, and all of a sudden it's dark and very warning. And
I have 2 questions for you that should match this said disturbance of your viewpoint.
Okay.
Does it bother you to watch humans morph into creatures in movies and shows?
It doesn't bother me. I just think it's stupid.
Why?
Like, I don't enjoy that theme.
Does the DJ with the marshmallow head bother you?
Not marshmallow.
Marshmallow head. No, the marshmallow head guy. Does that bother? It doesn't bother. So why did that?
I don't know. Mom, you can ask 8-year-old me. I don't know.
I did ask 8-year-old you, and you kept saying the same thing then. I don't know.
I cannot explain it to you.
Had fear in your eyes.
There are just certain things that I see that I cannot explain why they bother me. Because we've had this conversation before where it's like stupid things where I'm like, that makes me severely uncomfortable.
And there are trigger reasons that I'm trying to search for the pattern, right? So here I'm asking you these questions because there's a pattern. So what was it that at some point you know what? I'm going to say it, guys. You can call me a lunatic all you want. I don't care. But this could be a past life situation.
Well, I'm scared of things.
What is the deal?
But that's the thing. Sometimes I'm scared of things that, like, I genuinely cannot put... And again, maybe I chose to forget something that happened or whatever. Like, you know, obviously not anything super bad. But you know what I'm saying? Something that clearly bothered me when I was young. I don't know. I could not tell you, so it's quite possible it's from a past life, if you want to believe in that. Because there are just some things that make absolutely no sense why they bother me. Because the thing is like, with horror movies, I have this weird fascination with horror movies. I enjoy them for the most part. I loathe entirely found footage films. I cannot handle them. We know this. I cannot do it.
Define found footage films for me.
A found footage film is where they record it and they basically say, like, this is real footage. You know, it's not real footage, you know?
Okay.
And then they show it
emulated
as like a camcorder sort of thing.
Simulated, not emulated.
Yeah, it's simulated. Like, it's like...
What are words?
Not Blair Witch Project. Obviously that one's like stupid. But similar kind of... Actually, I've never seen that one. So maybe that's not
that
a good one.
That one just gave me a migraine.
But in the way...
Bouncy.
Where it's not filmed... It doesn't look professional. It looks like it could happen on someone's like phone or camcorder or whatever.
Which makes it look real.
And... I cannot handle them. We know where that stems from.
Yeah,
obviously.
And we're not going to go into that again.
But yeah, we've talked about that.
I don't think we should get into that.
No, we're not. We're not going to get into that. But you know, obviously that I know where that stems from. But also, it does not stop me from liking horror films. I just have to be very careful with when and who I'm watching them with, and where I am too. Because I've also noticed if I watch them at my own house. The problem is now I'm in the area where I was shown it, and so I think that's like an anchoring thing for me. Whereas if I watch it at like a friend's house and then I come home, I can separate it a little bit more, if that makes sense, because I'm no longer in that area.
Remember, I cannot say it enough, and I will say it till I die, where you put your mind is where it will go. If you watch a lot of fear, if you watch a lot of crazy stuff, you will live your life in fear and crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And someone just posted something that made me laugh because they literally said, tries to be more positive, watches murder mystery after murder mystery. That's or murder shit. Right. Yeah. Well, and the thing is that the feelings that you're getting from that are the feeling of being unsafe or not being able to protect yourself in those situations, trying to figure out if you're smarter than the murderer or whatever. Yeah. That's not a healthy place to take your mind constantly.
No, I mean, I'm aware my selection of entertainment is relevant.
But it's meant to get your blood flowing. It's meant to get your fight or flight response going. It's meant to get your heart rate going.
But, so the other thing is, I don't know if you remember this. This is kind of a funny story looking back. It was Dad, you, me, and I believe Grandma was here. And you guys set me up. I was young. Like, when I say young, probably like 4. You set me up in a chair with, you know those foldable, like, white things that we had? Like the desks, the breakable, like, desks. Kind
like
of.
TV trays.
Yeah, the TV tray sort of things. Mm-hmm. So you set me up with one of those. I was sitting in a standalone chair. I don't know why, but like a kid's chair. And you had me with the table, and you gave me a thing of blueberries that I was eating. And I think I was eating them with like whipped cream or by themselves. I'm not sure.
Sounds like something we would do.
And I don't remember what Dad and Grandma were watching. A commercial came on of a horror movie, and this face popped up. Oh my God, I'm getting like upset. And screamed. And I jumped so hard, I spilled the entire container of blueberries, and they went everywhere. And so Dad and Grandma were like, "Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Man."
But you see how that stayed with you? That idea of being scared is that somehow you did something wrong. It was just blueberries. Who gives a shit? Right? First of all, Grandma and Daddy had their own issues. You know? You don't get mad over dumping blueberries. You pick them up and you move on. You rinse them off and you eat them again. You know? I mean, come on. It's not the end of the world.
It's hilarious looking back, though, because I hit it with my knees, I think. Because I literally jolted.
Well, you know what? They should have. And the stupid thing is, they were not mature enough to understand you were too young to see that commercial. They should have been angry with themselves for allowing you to see that. I remember how many times I walked into the room and Daddy, God love him. I mean, we love him dearly, but he was watching, like, Sopranos, and you're sitting on his lap watching the Sopranos. I'm like, Douglas!
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No,
He's like, oh, sorry. And he would say to me, oh, sorry.
Well, he wouldn't realize, but
he
like,
did not think about it.
But, yeah, there was a few times I had stuff like, we can get into them if you want to, but I remember that so vividly, because I think that was one of those moments where, from then on, I was, like, scared of jumpers, but also just like accidentally seeing something I wasn't supposed to see,
right? Sort
of thing. Because I don't remember, they might have been watching like Family Guy, like it was something like
they
stupid.
overreacted to something which was a double negative for you.
Yeah.
So you felt like you did unsafe. Something wrong. Yes.
Because I think also because you might have been in the room. I don't remember. Because
if I was in the room, they wouldn't have gotten away with yelling at you.
No, because they were like, "Oh, come on!" And I think you laughed. If I remember correctly, I think you were like, "Oh, sweetie!" Like you laughed. Like,
that would have been my reaction.
You were like, "It's okay." Like I think that's what happened.
Okay. And then I don't remember this.
But I was like still like you were
scared. You were rattled.
So I think you might have walked away to like take care of the blueberries, like rinse them off, and then Dad and Grandma were like,
That sounds right.
I think that's what happened.
That's their problem. Chill
out.
Doesn't.
They're not here, so.
But still, chill out. I mean, if your kid drops something, your kid spills something. I spilled. That should be your reaction. Is, uh-oh, let's clean it up. Yeah. Not screaming.
I didn't mean to, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so funny looking back, though.
It's not funny, actually. Hearing that now as an adult, it disturbs me that two seemingly adults handled the situation so poorly.
Yeah. Or the time I was sitting on Dad's lap and he was watching that man get blown up in like a microwave.
Oh, good Lord. I think that was The Fly, where they put the man into the like
the radioactive.
I think that was The Fly thing. And something. I think that's what that was.
And then after I was like,
yeah. And that, see, again, Daddy did not pay attention when you guys were in the room.
I also, last thing, because I know no one cares, but I have this thing where I hate red walls. You know this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And, like, even I had a friend who had a kitchen that had red walls, and I was like, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm not doing that.
I think that can be amazing.
It can be beautiful. And it's something I just had to get over. Like, I don't think it bothers me anymore. But at the time, it did. Because, I don't know if Dad was watching Dexter or if it was a commercial that came on. Again, like these commercials.
Daddy.
Whoever is doing these commercials needs to be a little bit more mindful. Because, I mean, this was on, like, basic cable. Like, we weren't watching, like...
HBO.
Well, HBO might have been... I don't know who Dexter was owned by. That might have been HBO,
yeah, I don't know.
To be fair.
I didn't watch it. That was all him.
But... Or, like, one of those networks. But if you're on, like, Fox... and you have a horror movie on there, maybe don't do the jump scares at, like, 6 p.m.
Right.
when, like, children will be... You know, I don't know. That was just a little weird to me. But I was sitting down here, and I'm assuming Dad was watching Dexter. And there was a scene where, again, like, I don't know the show, so whatever. But I think I could handle it now, obviously. But
I can't handle it now.
I could not handle it then.
I had to walk away from that show.
Where the first scene that they showed, I don't know if it was like a last time on deck. Yeah, I don't know what it was. But where they were showing his mom being murdered in front of him.
And the 3 little babies on the floor.
Babies.
That's what made me walk out of the room.
And so...
That's the scene that I was like, I know I'm not watching the show.
And so the walls were red because it was not blood.
Right.
And just the fear in their eyes, in the actor's eyes, like, somehow just, like, really fucking bothered me. I mean, obviously, if it bothered you, like, shit, it was gonna bother...
Let's be clear. I don't think it's good idea of any sort to glamorize murder. I don't. Yeah. I enjoy watching the shows on real life murderers because you get into the mind of these people. It's not glorifying their actions. It's glorifying the psychology of what makes these people tick and what we do about it and how you handle the situation going forward and how you maybe recognize the behavior. It's the psychology of it. I don't want to hear what they did in detail. I do not want to hear it.
Yeah. And just after that, like, I don't know where they were, like what type of a room it was, but for some reason it made me scared of bathrooms.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was tile. Like, I don't remember.
Yeah, I seem to vaguely. That I remember that I tried. I came in the room and I was like, yeah.
You know what the real fucking kicker was back then for me though? Red bathrooms. If I went to someone's fucking house and they had a red bathroom, I was fucking holding it. Yeah. I was not... A kitchen, I was uncomfortable. But a bathroom, miss me with that shit. Wouldn't even enter. But that's
understandable. Where you put your mind is where you will go. And especially at such a young age, and I'm sorry you had to see that.
No, I mean, I don't
That screwed me up too. Not permanently, obviously, but I was like, no, I don't want to see any of this.
No, I just have weird things. I don't really know how to stop them. Like, I just have also a weird thing with, like, red tinted lights, too.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's like, I want to see, but I don't want to turn the fucking light on. Why is it a half? It's not even a half light.
Not even like that. It was just a movie cover of the traumatic movie that I watched that really fucked me up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so whenever I see red tinted lights, I just think of that movie.
Yeah.
And so it's so stupid. Like, these are all things that are so like,
it's not.
But the fact that they still, because, like, again, the thing is that they don't affect me anymore, but they do, because I still have that feeling of uncomfortable and sometimes even, like, scared. However, like, I'm fully aware that it's all fictitious. Like, I'm fully aware.
Allow me to address that.
Yeah.
As an author, I sit down and I write in great detail who these people are and what they think. So I don't like to write the scenes that are dramatic and stuff because it affects your mood.
Yeah.
It really does. And of course, the sex scenes, you have to be in a certain mind frame to write them.
Yeah.
So knowing someone who writes a horror movie or a very violent scene spent days, if not years, in that mindset bothers me to know there's no... It bothers me more than anything. Because I know what it does to you.
Well, I've always thought about it, because I took a hip-hop class, right? And we talked about lyrics and how sometimes they can be incriminating for people. Is that the right word?
Mm-hmm.
for rappers and how they'll use it as evidence, right, on a trial. I'm always like, that is so bullshit in the way where if we're going to do that with them, we best be doing that with people who write about murder and awful, horrible things. Like, why is Stephen King not on the fucking stand? You know what I mean?
Well,
like, I just don't... Again, obviously... Okay, that sounded stupid of me. Because obviously, this person is probably a suspect of another crime. And perhaps even they may have committed a crime. And so they're using it as, like, a character judgment. But it's just one of those things for me where it's like... Not necessarily does that mean that you're a murderer or a bad person. It's an expression, right?
Right.
It's a creative release.
Right.
However, is it worrisome? Like, yeah, I guess.
That's the real truth of it, is why do you want to spend your time? It bothered me, the story of Shelley Duvall, who played in The Shining, and the level of acting that she had to do to constantly be terrified.
Yeah.
So basically, she was tortured for a very long time mentally. How do you... And she, to this day, is kind of affected by it. Even at her age now. I mean, I keep reading stories about this poor woman, and when you have to stay in that emotional state, is so unhealthy.
Well, that's the thing, because I actually thought about this before, because I... really enjoy acting, okay, if you didn't know. However, I never pursued it because that's not a good way to put it, but I didn't necessarily think I was talented and or had the look that would have made me like immensely successful, and I wasn't really willing to
there it is
not have food and a house.
There it is.
And I know that sounds bad.
You don't get to choose whether or not you become famous. Other people do that for you.
I don't
you
even
have
mean
to do
famous.
what makes you happy.
I don't even mean famous, but just in the way where, I don't know, you just hear so many things where, and I have a lot of friends who are musical theater people and actresses and actors, and just hearing that they're fucking poor, like, a lot of the time, and it's not a guaranteed thing. You may never find work, you know, and I know that sounds bad, but I just, like, wasn't necessarily willing to do that.
When I think of acting, you're stopping and starting. It's a stop and start.
Yeah.
You know there's going to be gaps where you're not necessarily
getting work.
Working.
Yeah.
Maybe you will if you're lucky, and maybe you won't. So you really need to plan around that.
I mean, strategically, I really had to think about it. First of all, I'm not a good singer.
There's a lot of people with albums who aren't good singers.
But you know what I'm saying. I'm not a singer. Acting, love it. However, I'm very tall. Okay? Not good for the cameras. They don't like tall bitches a lot of the time if you're taller than the leading man. So, just, you know what I mean? I just realistically thinking about this.
I think you're overthinking it.
Of course, we know that's my theme. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I didn't go to school for acting. Didn't happen, right?
You didn't want it bad enough.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. You didn't want that bad enough.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what I wanted, to be honest. So,
and that's fair.
So, I've always wondered, like, oh, could I do a horror movie? Because, let's be honest with ourselves. They are not that good actors. They're not that good.
Hey, okay, I need you to stand right there and go,
They are very much not that good, okay? And also, a lot of them are not very well known. You know what I mean? I was like, do you think I could swing an audition with a horror movie? You think I could?
Sure.
Okay. I would love to act in something. Like, I know that's... Or, like, I always wondered... Because I did a lot of stage acting, obviously. Because that's just what it was. And stage acting is very different from television and film acting. But with stage acting, I was always like, oh, could I do, like, Broadway plays? You know, and just not...
Broadway plays?
No. I meant before I decided this wasn't... No, obviously...
Like, now I'm going to do a Broadway play.
No, okay. That's not what I meant. Like, when I was in high school, like, oh, where am I going to go to school? You know? And I was like, oh, should I audition for this? And just also, like, I had so many friends who were going to academies and had, like, teachers and shit, and, like, I didn't have that. So, like, obviously I was like, oh, I'm already behind, you know?
If you had wanted it, you would have found the way.
Of course.
And
I mean, the thing
you have a different path.
Yeah.
You have different skills that you don't seem to recognize. I think a lot of our younger people do not recognize their own skills
well,
and gifts.
I know I could be a decent actress if I, really wanted to do that. Decent. I'm not going to say amazing, clearly, but however,
it's a muscle.
I'm also
just like writing. Acting is just like the same thing. You grow and you learn, and you grow and you learn.
I do also know I am needed elsewhere. So
indeed, growth. My baby's almost 21.
Yeah,
almost 21. I don't know where that time went. My baby is almost 21.
You're fucking old.
I am. No, I don't know.
Your face.
You know what? Mikey's 29.
Yeah.
How can that be when I'm 29? I just don't understand how this is possible. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's tough for people during COVID having birthdays. It's tough to celebrate. It's tough. My dream had been on your 21st birthday to take you to Vegas.
Yeah, we don't
and have a girls' weekend. And Clayton's a different story, and Mikey was a different story. Clayton had no interest in going to Vegas. I had asked him, and he had no interest, and that's just about when all of this started happening. Mm-hmm. But my expectation for your birthday was not this.
No.
And this is tough.
But it's not even about COVID, because the other thing is with a lot of the health stuff going on, like I also can't drink.
I can't make you a cake.
Yeah.
I can't give you a big dinner.
I know we're not going to get into it, but just so everyone knows, I can't eat eggs, soy, dairy, gluten, corn, a lot of fats. I can really only eat healthy fats. So I can eat meat. Let's not get it twisted.
But it has to be organic and grass-fed and all that stuff.
Yeah, all that fun stuff. So
no fish with any mercury, so no
tuna.
No tuna.
But with that, I can't obviously eat cake or sweets or anything of that sort. And I also cannot have alcohol. So, for your 21st birthday, you might be thinking, oh, you get to finally go have a drink at the bar. No.
Yeah.
Not for me.
But that's okay. We'll have to figure out another way. But there's two types of people in this world when it comes to birthdays. There's the people who think that it's the most magical day in the world.
Yeah.
And then the people that hate it. And honestly, it always comes down to expectations.
Yeah.
And I find that the people who think that their birthday is all that in a bag of chips are usually the people that end up disappointed.
I completely agree. Yeah. I'm not a fan of birthdays. I'm going to be honest. I don't hate them. Let's not say hate, because hate is a strong word. However, I very much dislike them.
They're stressful.
They're stressful in the way where...
Did I teach you that?
Maybe.
Do you feed off of me for that?
We feed off of each other for a lot of things.
Because I always tried to make your birthday special.
Yeah. I mean, here's a few things. Again, when I was younger, we didn't really do birthday parties. Like, Clayton had birthday parties. And then when I was
he had one where he had...
The 007 theme.
The 007 theme. Yeah. He was like 8 or something.
That was fun. I'm not even going to front. But what happened was I was supposed to have one when I was 5, and I threw a horrible temper tantrum.
You did. You had turned into demon child.
I was a demon child. And my mom and I got in a huge fight, obviously. And she was... For a 5-year-old. Like, a 5-year-old fight.
Battle. And I'm like, it was a 5-year-old battle of stubborn.
And she's like, you're losing your birthday. I'm smacking your shankies. That kind of thing. And so I lost my birthday.
I brought you to your room. I put you on your bed, and I said, your birthday's done. You're not having it.
Yeah. So when I was 5, got it taken away. 6th birthday, we didn't do anything big. I think it was like we had a cake, obviously, and like presents. And then my 7th birthday, I think you tried to make somewhat special, and you bought like pizzas, and I had a couple of my friends over.
And that went south.
And that just didn't go well because I invited not great friends.
But you didn't know they weren't great friends until that night.
And I was like, oh, damn, this was a bad mix. And then the next time, skip forward a couple of years. The next time I tried to have a birthday, I think I was like 13, 12. And the other thing is I have a best friend who is protective.
Yeah.
Let's
we
say.
Love her.
And she did not like my other best friend who was like my childhood best friend sort of thing. And so they got in a fight. And so that kind of ruined that. And so, like, you obviously tried. Like, there were the few times where we had, like, you know, parties, and you always made a cake, or we had a cake, and you always bought presents. But I think just every time I would try to actually have a party, they never went well. And so, therefore, it got to the point where I was like, nah, fuck this. And also, my birthday is in the summer. So, people who have birthdays during the year, I feel like everyone always gets acknowledged because we would be at school. So you would see them. But then in the summer when my birthday would come around, everyone would either be on vacation or would just forget. And so I would never really get acknowledged from my friends until like we were older and we had phones.
But the funny thing is, it should be between you and your parents.
I agree.
Your birth is something special between you and your parents.
Yeah.
Right? So the stress comes of getting other people involved in how they interact. The idea that these children took your day and made it unenjoyable, so you kind of anchored to that because you put your fun into other people.
I mean, it's also just one of those things where I don't necessarily love hosting things because then I can't relax and have fun. I would much rather go somewhere and be able to leave whenever I feel comfortable than have to make people leave and or just like make sure everyone's good, you know what I mean? And so I think that's another element where it's like when it's your birthday, you're the host, and it's just like I would rather do anything but that. Is that bad to say?
I just want people to be glad that I'm here and alive. I don't want big grandiose displays.
But, yeah, that's the thing, like I don't want to do that anymore.
Right. And I personally think acts of service are so much more than here's a gift because, so you went shopping, you were doing that anyway. But if you're going to come here and do something with me, spend time with me, or do something like I would rather somebody clean my car, vacuum my floor, wash my bathroom, or do dishes or something like that than to give me a necklace or a shirt or a gift of any kind.
Suddenly I'm returning that necklace and shirt.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
But you understand exactly. When you ask me what do you want for my birthday, and every year I say the same thing, don't I? Every single year. Mm-hmm. Clean the house for me. I don't want to have to clean the house or make dinner.
Yeah. And
now that's a little more tough because of this dietary thing.
It won't be. It'll be fine.
But we're going to work a way around your birthday. I do have some ideas. But it's tough because your friends are asking me, and I'm like, I have no clue.
Well, that's it. Because, okay, I have friends who care a lot about their birthdays. And so when I say I don't care about my birthday, I genuinely mean nowadays it feels more like a burden. Okay? And so when my friends have birthdays, I think they kind of expect, like, great treatment. And then so I guess it's hard for me because in my mind I'm like I don't want that, and also I don't want to give it to someone in this, you know what I mean, because it's like I'm giving a lot of effort for something that I won't receive back, but I don't want it back, so it's kind of selfish of me to say that. But when it comes to my birthday, I literally just want people to acknowledge that it's my birthday. Is that bad?
No, if that's you, just say hi, happy birthday,
like, happy
give
birthday.
Me a hug and say I'm glad that you were born.
Exactly.
Honest to God. I had a situation, which I want to be careful how I say this.
Okay.
I had a situation with a friend of mine who was visiting, and they made this really elaborate cake, special ingredients. They put a lot of effort into this cake. It was beautiful. It really was. And we were going to start eating it. And this person, my friend, got really upset because they didn't get a chance to take a picture of it. And they wanted to put it up on Facebook. And they wanted to put it up on Facebook to show their sister. And that upset me because in my mind, it's who did you make this cake for? Did you make it for me, or did you take it to shove it in your sister's face that look what I've done? Now, because if that's it, don't ever make me a cake again. I don't want it. This is supposed to be my birthday cake, and I love that they did it, but then all of a sudden it felt like they didn't make it for me.
Yeah.
It was all a dog and pony show for someone else, and that hurt. And we didn't get into an argument over it, but we did discuss the discomfort in it. And my friend completely understood my point of view. They understood why I felt the way I did. And I understood that they wanted to show off a little bit. I did understand that, but it shouldn't have come to that. It shouldn't have come to that moment where it's, you're really disappointed because you couldn't take a picture of a cake that you made for me. Did you not make it for me? Or...
Yeah, it should have been like I want to take a picture of that.
Shit.
Damn. All right, next time.
Yeah, but unfortunately it got really uncomfortable. And those are the reasons I don't like birthdays. It's like, I don't want the acknowledgement. If you love me, and you're going to do things for me every day, not just because my mother's dead. I mean, it should have been between me and her, you know? That's the way I see it.
That's another thing. When you were like, it should be between your parents, like you and your parents. I was like, orphans right now are shaking.
But no, think of that. On it, no, because then you have to love yourself. Then you have to do things for yourself.
Yeah, but come on. Like, if your parents died, like, you want people to share that with.
Sure.
You don't always have to be resilient.
But if you're going and being a true-hearted individual, you're going to have friends.
Friends, yeah.
I mean, there is an issue if you say you don't have friends. What I'm hearing you say is you are not being a good friend.
Yeah.
Period. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. Look at yourself. If you actually think that about yourself, what the hell are you doing? Then you're either not trusting anybody, you're going out of your way to avoid people. That's on you.
I think that term is... I don't want to say overused. I always say overused.
Hackneyed.
I think that term is hackneyed.
Which term?
Like, I don't have any friends, because usually that's not true. Usually that just means you're lonely.
You're not being very grateful of the ones that you have.
Yeah, and I mean this with peace and love, everyone. Like,
yeah, what is it you want from your friends? Do you want them to carve your initials in their arm? I mean, what do you want from them?
I mean, it depends, because like sometimes you can just have some really shitty friends,
Or you can have good friends that are being shitty for a moment.
Or
what's the difference?
That are being shitty for a moment, or people who are just fucking busy. Like, I don't know about y'all. I'm just fucking busy.
We talked about this last time. If you have friends that love you, they know that when you do get together, it's going to be like no time ever went by.
Yeah.
It will not matter. They will rejoice in your successes and you in theirs.
But just like I have no friends. I mean, there are people who genuinely don't have any friends.
No, wait, because he's a lot like Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy didn't need people when he was home. He wanted to be left alone.
But that's there's a difference.
I think Clayton's the same way.
If you don't need people and you like being alone, that's fine.
I think Clayton reacts the same way.
We don't ever hear him complaining about not having friends.
No, because he's fine. He entertains himself, as I do.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm the same way.
I could be the same way. I mean, I just love my people, so...
I am very comfortable in my own presence.
Me too.
And that is not braggadocious. It's like, I am comfortable. I know who I am. I'm comfortable in who I am. I know my flaws. I know my weaknesses. And I know my strengths.
See, I want to say that because I'm quite comfortable being by myself. However, all the things you just mentioned, I don't know if they're necessarily 100% bulletproof for me. Because we do be knowing.
Well, you're still learning who you are.
But
I'm tried and true.
I am fine being by myself. I'm good. However, I do also love my friends. However, I also don't need to be around them all the time.
Right. You're not
even often.
You're not dependent on them.
Yeah.
We were talking about codependency.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
The other day. Are we codependent?
You and I?
Yeah, and I don't think we are.
Really?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because you can be in a bad mood and I don't feel the need to entertain you to get you in a good mood. I don't
is that what that means?
Codependency is when you go after someone because you need them to feel better. You have a boyfriend who, let's say, is just in crappy mood or is having bad, and you're constantly in their face trying to change them, help them. You need them to be okay. That's codependency.
Oh, wait, you're so right.
We feed off each other.
Yeah. But
I don't come into your room and like, oh, Emily, are you okay? I need you to be okay. Oh my God, I need you to be okay. You're in a bad mood? Fuck off. I mean, go live your life and be in a bad mood. I'm going to go over here and sing my songs.
Well,
right?
See, that's where you're wrong. Because I think the problem with you and I, although I don't think we're codependent from what you just said, I know
we're not.
I don't know why we didn't get into that the other day when we were talking about it, but because that makes a lot more sense. However, if you're mad, I'm mad too. If you're happy, I'll probably be influenced to be happy too.
And that's not codependency. That is being an empath.
Yeah.
We feed off each other's emotions. Well, you can walk into a room that's a party and you were in a mood and everybody's like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
And suddenly you're in a great mood. Yeah.
And you're like, all right. And you start feeling better.
No. Fossil kills my vibe a lot, okay? In the way, no, because I do it to you too. Don't get it twisted. But like, I'll wake up in the morning, right?
Feeling like P. Diddy?
No, I'm feeling fine, right? I'm like, good morning, world. Mom's fucking aggressively vacuuming the house.
Or cleaning dishes.
And then, yes, exactly.
Slamming the dishwasher.
You're doing important things. However, I wake up, I'm like, hey, Mom, how you doing? And you're like, I'm busy. And I'm like, that's strike one. And then so I like walk away, whatever, do my own thing. And I just hear you like, damn it! You know, like just like that. And just over time, you just get more mad and mad or what, you know, whatever you're doing. You have a moment. And then I start to feel it. I start to feel it happening, you know? And I'll literally be like, Mom, you're stressing me out. I need you to stop. And then you usually get upset with me, and then you try to calm down.
I find, and I think about this quite often, my mother got into a very stern, serious mood when she cleaned, so it's probably a learned behavior. Mm-hmm. I enrage myself when something doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Mm-hmm. So now my day just got a little tougher, a little more difficult. And when you already don't want to spend 6 hours cleaning and your freaking vacuum cleaner doesn't work or it's clogged up or you have to take it apart because the roller's not rolling because of the hair on it, you know, it's frustrating. Or the dishwasher drawer falls out the top rack, comes off the rack. And now you have to sit there and figure out how it goes back in.
We have a lot of, like, unfortunate little things happen around the house where things will just, like, break, you know? And then it's just, like, so annoying for everyone, especially my mom.
The gods of appliances look at me and go,
they do. Like,
let's see what she can do with this now.
The amount of things that just, like, break or snap or just, like, make a weird noise. And then you're just, like, waiting for it to be the downfall.
I can handle it. It does.
But it's
does
fucking annoying if you don't expect it. And then all of a sudden your washing machine isn't working when it was literally working 20 minutes ago. Yeah. That's annoying.
It's all right.
Yeah, I hope I don't get like that. Because I
hope not too.
I can enjoy cleaning if I feel okay.
I love the way it looks after you finish.
Yeah.
And you sit down and you look around your room and it's spotless. I love that feeling.
Like if I put in some headphones and just go ham on the bathroom. Yeah.
Do you remember when I used to drink and vacuum and sing real loud?
I do. I do. However, yeah, that was...
Oh my God, who was it? There was a song in particular that I used to play really loud.
You always fucking sing It's Raining Men. Just
that was one of them.
It's Raining Men. I'm like, again?
Yeah.
Again?
That one makes me happy.
You also sing Pink a lot when you're drinking?
Pink?
Yeah.
Oh, that's when I want to cry.
Yeah.
No, when I'm missing Daddy and I need to cry, I will go right to the Pink, like Who Knew? Oh my God. That one gets me, and a lot of Pink songs get me.
You sing Pink a lot.
Yeah. Come Get It, Bae.
Oh, that's Pharrell Williams.
Yeah.
Bro, I was fucking close.
Yeah, that song, Come Get It, Bae, was playing really loud the first time I remember drinking and going, I'm not getting upset. Vacuuming, I'm having a good time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hilarious. The songs trigger your emotions very easily.
Yeah.
So no getting drunk and vacuuming on your birthday.
Sadly not.
Honestly, we could if we wanted to, but we're going to choose not to because it wouldn't be smart after the entire detox. You'd be so close, man. So close.
Smart. Don't think my liver could handle that.
We can't even drink for my birthday.
You can.
Well, I'm not going to. More likely than not. I'll wait till after you leave and cry.
Oh my god. The pink's turning on. She's setting up the pink playlist as we fucking speak.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Birthdays. Do you love them or hate them? But birthdays are always about expectations.
Yeah. That's why if you don't expect anything, you'll have a great time.
No, I think that's wrong. That's wrong. That's like that's the equivalent, emotional equivalent to the poverty mindset. You have to say, this is my birthday. I want to make myself feel special. I'm going to do what makes me happy, and this is what I want. And then you ask people to do things with you. Mm-hmm. I mean, take control of it if you're disappointed. Take control. What is it you want to do? Don't wait for other people to do it for you. That's where you get disappointed because people don't react the same way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I have a friend coming up for my birthday, like the week after my birthday, because I work all week. She's going to come up on that Saturday and Sunday after, and we might go to the casino and walk around and see all the pretty lights and stuff.
That'll be fun. You gonna gamble at all? You gonna try it?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not really into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a few slots, but like I'm not gonna try to fucking, you know what I mean?
Believe me, I pulled the lever.
Or like, my boyfriend is pretty, I don't want to say pretty big gambler, but I mean, he enjoys gambling a lot. So he goes to the casino fairly often, I would say, for someone our age.
I'm watching you, TT.
No. I mean, he goes more than normal. And
which can become a problem.
Well, I mean, he loves poker. He's just like a poker player.
Yeah, but you can play poker without doing money.
Yeah.
Anyways. It's when the money becomes involved that there's an issue.
Anyways, so he was like, we should play, is it blackjack? Is that the one where it's like just
play
like,
anything?
Or what's the one where it requires absolutely no skill? Not blackjack.
I don't know.
Roulette?
That's the ball and the wheel.
With the maybe I don't know. It's just like, we'll do that because like I don't really like poker or any of that. I'm a gin rummy girl.
I don't know how to play that.
What?
I do not know how to play
fucking Cass. It's so fun.
How come you haven't taught me how to play it?
I don't know. It's just something Christian and I do every time we go to the beach.
So it's just you and Christian?
No, I mean I've played with his friends too, because it's like I'm not good at poker, so it's like I might as well. The thing is I just didn't have the capability of sitting there and learning it with them, all of his friends there, because then it's just like stressful for me, where it's like they want to play their game and like they're obviously really good at it.
They're stupidity poopity boys.
No, but you know what I
they
mean?
want to play cards.
And then it's just like they're trying to teach me how to do it, and then it's just like
they're mansplaining.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, fuck this. I don't want to do this. And then like when Christian's teaching me gin rummy, like, and then I'm obviously fine with it, and it's not that difficult to figure out. And then I'm like kicking his ass. I'm like, this is rad. This is awesome.
Oops, I won again. Sorry, honey. Oops, I won again. Sorry, honey.
Well, also because I know him, so it's just like after a while you can like tell certain things. Anyways. Birthdays can suck or they can be awesome. Don't expect too much, but don't expect too little.
Be happy of your own birth. Just fucking stop.
Eat cake if you can.
Not every birthday needs a bouncy fucking house, people.
Hey, that's the one thing I require. You know. Actually, I hate bouncy houses. I'm too big for them.
We had problems here in this town with the parents who would just go all out. It's like, you keep doing it. You keep doing it. You're raising a good one there. Mm-hmm.
No, that's the thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a bad thing, but I know what you mean where I would be getting invited to the same person's birthday party every single year. And every single year I get a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And it's like, how are they keeping up with this?
And may I ask if that individual now is a pseudo adult, how are they mentally?
Girl, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't talk to them. According to this podcast, like someone could say the same thing about me.
We've never did a competition with other neighbors. I do not play that game ever.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
Ever.
You're doing
just
that.
Don't do it.
Dinkelbergs.
And your kids are gonna be screwed up.
Do you get that reference?
Dinkelbergs?
Yeah.
Isn't that the
Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah.
You didn't acknowledge it.
Wanda and
Cosmo and Wanda, yeah.
I remember.
I think that's all for this episode.
I think we've had enough of your birthday.
Oh my god. My birthday hasn't even happened yet when this is released. It has like 2 more weeks.
It's between you and me, baby.
But this episode will be released after the 4th of July. So we all hope that you had a happy 4th of July and spent some time with your families. Hopefully it was relaxing and it wasn't stressful and you didn't feel like you had to take care of a party for no fucking reason. Like we're talking about in this episode.
Like Merca.
Hopefully you didn't feel like you had to host and flip burgers all day for people you don't care about. Hopefully that didn't happen. And if you did nothing, same. And it'll be grand.
It'll put it in the wash, it'll be grand.
No one gets that reference.
Okay, just me? All right.
Anyways, love you guys.
All right, love you. Bye.